One of the first halachot that we encounter when we wake up in the morning is having to get dressed. And there are halachot about that as well. If you look in Siman Bet, in chapter 2 of Shulchan Aruch, he discusses about how to get dressed. First of all, he explains that a person should get dressed even in one's bedroom. A person shouldn't say, well, nobody sees me here, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Meloch Ha'aretz Kevodo. HaKadosh Baruch Hu fills the entire world with His presence, and therefore a person should try to get dressed as modestly as possible. Although, the Shulchan Aruch over there writes that a person should preferably get dressed under the covers and come out of bed already dressed. That was more practical when all they wore back then was robes, and it was easy to slip it over your head, and as soon as you come out, you jump out of bed, you're already covered in your robe. Today, when we have shirts and pants and belts and socks and whatever, it becomes much more difficult, obviously, to do that under the covers, and therefore, the halacha is that these things are only midat chasidut. It's a pious measure, and a person may get dressed as usual in one's bedroom or bathroom. However, it should still be done in as modest a way as possible. Also, when getting dressed, a person should be careful not to put on two garments at the same time, especially according to the Mekubalim. That's something that causes a person's Torah knowledge to be forgotten. Should be very careful. Put on one garment at a time. Taking off is a machloket. When you remove your garments, some say that it's permissible to take off two articles of clothing at the same time. Others are mahmir. It's best to avoid doing so. Even when you take it off, you should take off one thing at a time. Another thing you should be careful about is wearing your clothing inside out. The Gemara Masechet Shabbat of Kuf Yudalet has harsh words for those who wear their garments inside out. It's a sign of a person who's not a Talmid Chacham. Talmid Chacham, Ben Torah, wears his clothing the right side, the right way, and that is an indication that he's careful about how he dresses, careful about how he carries himself. That's one of the most important things. And finally, shoes. Everybody knows the famous halacha that when you put on your shoes in the morning, you put on your right shoe first, and then your left shoe. If they are laced, you tie your left shoe first, and then your right shoe. If they are slip-ons, the same halacha applies. You slip on first the right shoe, and then the left shoe. And the poskim explain, because anything in Judaism, we always give precedence to the right over the left. Have a wonderful day.